If point M is the midpoint between the points P and Q, what are the coordinates of the missing point? There are two different methods to answer this question. The first is to use the midpoint formula and substitute in our known values and solve for the missing value. So we know that the midpoint is -7, 10. So if we had our midpoint formula, we can set it equal to -7 and 10 and then solve for the missing value that we're looking for. We know that x1 and y1 is -6 and 9, so we're looking for that missing x2 and y2. So if we have our midpoint formula, we have x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So for the missing x coordinate of P, we can set -7, the value of the midpoint, equal to x1, which is -6, plus x2 we don't know, and then have it over 2. And we can solve for x2. We'll multiply both sides by 2. So -14 equals -6 plus x2. And we'll add 6 to both sides to get that x2 is -8. For the y coordinate of the midpoint, we know is 10, so we can set 10 equal to y1, which we know is 9, plus y2 over 2, and we can solve for y2. We'll multiply both sides by 2, which gives us 20 equals 9 plus y2. And subtracting both sides by 9, we get 20 minus 9 equals 11. So 11 equals y2. If we put that both together, we get that our midpoint is -8, 11. Now that is also one method to use for the midpoint, but we can also look at the relationship between the midpoint and the endpoint and use that to travel to the other endpoint. For example, to go from 9 to 10, you have to add 1 to the y values. So to go from 10 to the other endpoint, you should add 1, which will give you 11. For the x values, to go from -6 to -7, you're subtracting 1. So to go from -7 to the other x value, you should also subtract 1, which gives you -8. And that's exactly what we got with the formula. Whether you use the formula for the midpoint or if you use the distance you're traveling between the 2 points that you already have, either way you get that the answer is -8, 11, which is answer choice C.